Yo, Trades by Easel here. Just wanted to do a quick daily review. So I ended up taking a trade during pre-market, which I normally don't, but we had a great setup. I was very patient for this setup. Pre-market opened here, and I just saw us just really, really having support here on this 200. So I told myself if we get an expansion bar up, I would give it a shot. I needed $100 on two evals, and I decided that this was going to be the shot I wanted to take. I didn't want to take it during the orb. Um, so I just traded these two evals for this $100 move, $100 move. We got this great expansion bar. I think my stop was like $50 on it. Nothing crazy. If it was going to fail, it was, certainly easy recoverable. I ended up selling here, and I thought I had enough to cover the $100 and either slippage or commission or anyway, it was like $4 short. So I ended up taking just a real quick scalp to get over that $3,000 mark. So pre-market was over and the market opened here, and man, we just shot up on YM, and I was not thrilled on taking a long on YM this high up and extended from the 20. So we got our displacement outside the 5-minute orb, which 5-minute will always be green, 15 will be purple. And I just wasn't feeling it. I told myself if I'm going to take a long here, I have to wait for an engulfing candle inside the fair value gap. Price broke through the fair value gap, displaced down back into the orb. Our next candle printed our 1-minute fair value gap. And I entered just with small size. I entered with 3 contracts. As a $100 stop loss on this. I really didn't want to go against the bullish move. I know we had some bullish news come out as well. So I was just expecting it to come down to the equilibrium here, and the 20 MA was right here. So I ended up selling 2 here as soon as we tagged this 20 MA. I did have a runner. I'll be honest with you, fumbled this one. Um, I've got to just trust the process, and today was a perfect example on how I didn't trust the process. Our runner right here, we ended up closing down here, and I think because what I wanted to see is this P&L, and this was a mistake, and this is something that I have to work on. I wanted that $200 day, and I lost out on a lot more because of being focused on price. This runner would have ran all the way down to London low. I knew we had London low down here. We manipulated up, we manipulated down, and then we immediately got back in the range. So I told myself, if I'm going to take another shot here, where's a good opportunity? I was in profit. I didn't mind taking another stab today. I was very patient through all this. And then finally, we got our fair value gap here on the 5-minute chart for the 15-minute orb trade. I told myself I'm not going to chase price here. At this time, this is where it printed, and I said I'm not buying up here. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for the retrace because I'm in profit. So I ended up setting a limit order right here. And normally on a 5-minute orb fair value gap, you would set it right here back at the fair value gap, which I would say is pretty normal. So I was already above what I would call, the standard. Price just never tagged us in. And I was okay with that because I told myself if I'm going to take this third trade on the day, price will come to me. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. Price had plenty of opportunity to come down here and retest this fair value gap. It didn't. We were approaching lunch hour up here, and I just ended up closing the limit order and just wanted to point out that this was a successful 5-minute orb. And when you get double manipulation like this, and at the time I probably should have realized it, and I probably would have entered here, but the volatility when it's happening, it can be cumbersome. So it's easy to look back and be like, oh man, why didn't you enter here? But in the end, trading's about growth. And I should have seen the manipulation up here, the manipulation down here. And then when we had this fair value gap, it should have been more than enough confluence for me to jump in as soon as the fair value gap was made. It is what it is. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Win, lose, or break even. We'll be here tomorrow. Take care.